The Ordo Sinister, one of the most secretive and detached legios of Titans ever to serve in the Imperium, stride to battle in eerie silence. Often being referred to as the left hand of the Emperor, the Nightmare Titans are no stranger to being deployed alongside the Legio Custodes or Legio Ignatum, fighting in a strange unison, with battle plans and strategies going unconfirmed but seemingly acknowledged when in the midst of the battle. Even the Custodes, the oldest and most loyal warriors in service to the Master of Mankind, have never fought alongside such an unknown agency of the Imperium. However, when the Psi Titans of the Ordo Sinister are deployed into the anvil of war, they command such a fear in the enemy that oftentimes their mere presence is enough to quell the hostile force to nothing more than a fleeing rabble. To say that the Titans of the Ordo Sinister are awe-inspiring would be an understatement, with each Titan being such a masterpiece of war in such a manner that cannot fully be appreciated from the written word of any remembrancer who may claim to have witnessed these magnificent Titans in battle. In Smorgonite's Ordo Sinister collection there is the Titan listed below. Tenebrae et Spiritus, Warlord Sinister class, designation 1091. So, Ordo Sinister, the Nightmare Titans, my long-time favourite Ordo, Legio. I think that the way that the Ordo is shrouded in mystery and secrecy actually allows for some very nice and interesting work from the hobbyist side. Now, we've seen what a Psi Titan looks like for Adeptus Titanicus, and we've seen what a Psi Cannon looks like, and both of those have actually been a force for me wanting to actually pursue this Titan, Legio, or Ordo a lot more than any other sort of Legio. Yes, the Fire Wasps are the ones that I've got the most of and the ones that I sort of play the most of, but the Sinister pattern to me is, it's shrouded in mystery. We don't know much other than that the Emperor asked for 20 battle titans to serve in a secret force, and it's only recently with the with the book Mortis coming out by John French, we've actually learned a little bit more about the Ordo Sinister and how they play or how they fight in battle. Now, something that I have learned was that when there's a scene in Mortis where the Ordo Sinister Titans are walking out of the wall and towards the Mortis Titans that are approaching, and you actually hear about a Reaver Titan that is being deployed from the Ordo Sinister as well. And I had to double check this. I read this bit sort of twice just to make sure that that was the case, but it actually means that it's not just Warlord Titans, you can headcanon it to sort of any Titan you want, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. The thing that will be coming for this army down the line, which will be something that I've not actually really fancied for Legio Ignatum, is a Warbringer Titan. Now, the Warbringer, I think, is sort of the middleman Titan. I think it struggles a bit more than the Reaver, in fact, for sort of being taken in an army for Horus Heresy. Now, don't get me wrong, I think it's an awesome kit. I think the fact that it has a massive cannon on its carapace for sort of a quake cannon or a volcano cannon, I think that's absolutely awesome. The thing that I struggle to sort of reconcile is the fact that the points system for it just seems to be a little bit more, if I'm paying that many points, I'm probably going to be looking at paying for a Warlord in game rather than a Nemesis. Now, a Nemesis' rear armor as well is only 12, so I think it's very sort of flimsy from behind, which I know you're sort of probably thinking, well, why would you make it so the rear armor can be visible? But I play against Alpha Legion, I play against Mechanicum. There's deep strike, there's outflanking, especially with Alpha Legion. There's outflanking, and roadies come on from the sides before with, he's got his Iron Warrior Terminators, the Tyrant Siege Terminators that he sort of brings on from the side. So, a Nemesis rear armor is something that I've got to consider. So I have decided that I will get one down the line for this project, because the fact that I'm going to have I've got the Sinister pattern Warlord already, but the fact that I've got another Titan that's going to be designated Ordo Sinister as well, is sort of adding to the headcanon side of things, and also giving me something that's, going alongside the Warlord, so that I can play with two different Titans when it comes to playing for Ordo Sinister. Now, I've spoken with Minion, and I've agreed with him that I will write some sort of rules, some sort of fan-made rules for the Warbringer, so that then it can be used in our friendly games. But obviously, if I was playing a game, sort of tournaments or events or anything like that, it would just be used, if it would be used, as a normal Warbringer model. But yeah, I'm actually going to be writing down some sort of psychic powers that it can take, sort of a weaker version of the actual Warlord side pattern, psychic powers that can take. So yeah. Now, Tenebrae et Spiritus was sort of a passion project that I sort of added because I was wanting to add a Nemesis to the Legio Ignatum force, but it was out of stock for so long from Forge World. Sort of the virtual vouchers kept stacking up, so I thought, you know what, it would be nice to actually add in something that I've already got, something, and make another one, make another Warlord for the force. So I wanted to tweak it slightly than from before, so this time on the Mauler Bolter drop-down guns, I actually added in some Dreadnought Volkite Culverins, just to give it something a bit different. It's got forbidden technology. It shoots a black hole out of its psi cannon, so why not give it something a bit better than a Mauler bolt cannon for the Ardex defense systems. And I think the Dreadnought close combat weapons actually suit it quite nicely for the Volkite, just sort of adding something new to it. So I called it Tenebrae et Spiritus, which when translated means the Breath of Darkness, just purely because I thought that was such a cool name for this psychic abomination of a Titan, that it really is such an enigma when it comes to being a Titan, that actually it's called something like the Breath of Darkness. I just thought, you can't get cooler than that for a psi pattern. With the head, because obviously Forge World don't do the psi cannon upgrade, or the head, the psi head, or any other bits for the psi, like the carapace, void shield, the psychic hood looking thing. What I've done is I've actually used the Warhammer World exclusive Warlord head, the beta pattern I think it's called, and I think the Cyclopean eye, I didn't actually like it on my on Morileth Ad Mortem, the original Warlord, but I think it works really, really well as the Psi Warlord, because it sort of adds that Cyclopean look to it, and it makes it seem like, for me, I just think it works quite nicely now, so much so that I've actually even said to Minion, if they do the Psi head and the Void hood and the Psi cannon as like a full set, so you get the head, the hood, and the cannon, I would actually consider whether or not to swap the head. I know the head is absolutely awesome from Forge World, but I know that it takes up the top plate, the name plate that I've put my names on the Warlords, so it means that I would have to take that off, and I don't know if I'm super fussed about taking that off, because I actually quite like it. Now, I've left the sort of the chest piece, I've left that unglued so that I can put the cable connector in if they do the psychic head, but I don't really want to lose the nameplate because that's where I display the names of the Titan, and I actually think it looks quite cool. So that would be a point of contention when the Psi head comes out, whether or not I would actually use it, or whether I would just keep this Cyclopean head for it. With regards to the weapons, I've armed it with a volcano cannon on its left arm, and for the time being it's got a fist on the right arm, so at the moment it's not actually got its final weapon of the side cannon, because I'm not as good as converting as Minion, so I've not dared to look at converting up an arm for it. And turbo lasers will be added for it down the line, because that will be something cool to sort of get it so it's it's got its own weapons, because it's got its own volcano cannon now. So yeah, it would be good to have its own carapace weapons too. Alongside that, the Nemesis, I do already have the Quake cannon separately, so that's already painted up ready for the Nemesis Titan, which I will be getting the volcano cannon version so I can swap out the top gun. I think I would use the volcano version more because I'm a big fan of volcano cannons. You probably know if you listen to this podcast or follow us on our socials that I'm a big fan of the volcano cannon, because it's pretty much the biggest gun that you can get at the moment for Warhammer Horus Heresy. So yeah, I would probably use the volcano cannon Nemesis version more, but you know, it's nice to have the option. So yeah, this army is something that's been a passion project army more than a competitive gaming list. I have no doubt that when I come to game with Minion at 6,000 points, he will defeat it, even with sort of the psychic powers of being able to heal and stuff like that. I know for a fact Minion will have an answer for that. So it's been a model that I've really enjoyed sort of building up and painting up and doing a darker scheme for, because I mixed my own paint to make the dark colour. It's not black and it's not blue, it's sort of like an in-between. So I used Achillean green and Black Templar contrast paints, and used that on the panels, and I think it looks absolutely perfect for what I wanted for the Psi Titan. Now I also put on some symbols on the left side of it. I just use transfers because I'm not very good at sort of freehand, so I use sort of Eldar transfers, different sort of Legio transfers, just to show allegiances and things like that. So sort of more of a battle honor rather than runes, but the Eldar transfers actually work quite well for it. So, and on the head I also did the Snake Eldar, it might be Dark Eldar transfer, just so that it's then got like a transfer over the top of its sort of left side of the face as well. So its knee pad is also got a transfer on. It's got the skull. The right knee pad has got the Mechanicum skull that all my warlords have on their right legs. So I've got that as well, which sort of ties my two warlords together. And then on the left, it's got script on his knee pad on the left leg. It's got scripture from a Custodes transfer sheet, sort of just showing sort of battle honors and oaths and things like that. That was the plan. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how it looks, how it will play well when I actually finally get around to using it. I just need somebody to have an army ready to take it on. But yeah, this is such a cool sort of Titan in the lore and in the background. It just meant that, I got the opportunity to build and paint up a model that I've idolized and been so intrigued by for so long. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the Ordo Sinister for now, because obviously it's only one Titan, so I will do an update down the line. But for now, that's everything, I think. So thank you very much for listening, and take care.